Welcome to Winners Capsule YouTube channel. In this video, I would like to give an idea how to prepare an MBA project effectively. So I'm going to explain this content with my experience. I have already done a project on enterprise resource planning, ERP. What are the major impacts of ERP in public and private sector companies? I have made a detailed like a research on this particular topic in my MBA. So same fashion, I just wanted to explain how you prepare a project report effectively. So that I am going to help you out. So kindly watch this video completely so that you will be getting a better idea. Even if you have any queries, you can put up in the comment box. I'm very happy to help you. So moving on to the discussion. So in this content, you will be able to understand how to write an MBA project effectively. First of all, in all you have to identify the standard university format. Usually the font size will be 12 times New Roman and the line spacing will be 1.5 mm spacing, 1.5 spacing. Okay. So those things will be standard for all the type of university. And also you find out the like a certificate page, all the standard format, color, everything from the concerned stakeholders from the university. So what are all the contents you will be including? So the first content is front page as per the university format. That is very important. So in the front page, what is needed? Mainly the title of the project, then your name and USN and your guide, designation of a guide. Okay, designation, the quality, who guided you. Okay, who is your guide? The details of the guide that is needed. Second one is called a certificate page. Certificate page. Actually, there is a in that certificate page. Make sure that you only did the project by yourself. Okay, so that certification from the university, like you can collect the standard format and you can follow accordingly. Certificate page. I will show the demonstration for my project. Then declaration by the student. Okay, you have done the project by yourself and you followed all the rules and regulation and whatever the data which is collected, which is based on the consent from the copyright and it is actually following by the copyright the terms and regulation, everything. Next is called acknowledgement. Whoever helped you very much for completing the project, that is acknowledgement is very important. Okay, these are the basic things you require at 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. Okay, so next, the fifth one is actually executive summary. What is the meaning of executive summary? Suppose a reader, okay, those who wanted to just go through the project completely, they will go through executive summary first. In that executive summary, the title will be highlighted very clearly. Also, the objectives. Objectives will be like to identify the impact of ERP in public sector company, to identify the impact of ERP in private sector companies, like that. Objectives should be very clear. Then research methodology. Which method you have adopted? I have used mainly secondary data. Even I collected some primary data from the concerned stakeholders, those who dealing with the ERP. Okay, so I used primary data as well as secondary data. For your case, you might have used only primary data, means you mentioned only primary data. Okay, then which software? SPSS, Excel, Microsoft Excel, Advanced Excel, like that. Then major findings and outcomes of the particular study. So I found that the profit has been drastically increased after implementing the ERP, especially in public sector companies. Even the impact of ERP highly influenced on the like what we can say, the human resource management in the field of HR. Like they could identify the recruitment, all the process has been highlighted very fastly. Okay, efficient process, streamlined process. These are my observation, which is done my MBA project, and the suggestions. Okay, similarly, key findings, conclusions, then future directions. That means you'll be able to understand once you read the executive summary. You'll be able to understand what is the entire thing which is content in the project. Based on the executive summary, the reader will decide whether he or she has to go through the project completely or not. So executive summary within 2 to 3 pages, 2 pages, maximum 2 pages, you need to wind up executive summary. Don't exceed more than 2 pages because it should not be too lengthy. You should get the reader should get an overall idea after going through the executive summary. That is the importance of executive summary. This is the fifth steps. Sixth step is actually you have to prepare the abstract. Generally, you have to make the abstract. Okay, like 3 paragraph at least. Okay. It's a continuation with executive summary only. In the abstract, what you can do is general fact. What is the general thing? Then come back to the main topic. Then what are the result which you achieved after doing the result? Then list of contents. Okay, list of contents just for the purpose of reader. Sometimes reader may want to go through a particular topic, so you can refer the list of contents. Then list of tables. You might be used. I have used so many tables. There are 10 tables which are included in my report, like the data collection. So for the data, so many number of tables I have used. So list of table you have to highlight it. Even list of figures. List of figures also very important. List of abbreviations. For example, I told you that I have done the project on ERP. So what is ERP? Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay, Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay. Like this, there are so many terms available. Okay, then CSF, critical success factor. Like that, different technical terms which are used in the project to understand, to make the reader flexible. So it is better to highlight the abbreviations, because sometimes if I get any other project, I don't know the terminology because I'm not familiar actually. I'm just reading first time. So that in order to make the reader comfortable, it is better to give the abbreviations. That's a good practice. Now chapters. Okay, whole chapters, distribution of chapters. In the chapter one, you have to make the introduction. Chapter one maximum 10 pages. One chapter you can put a maximum 10 pages. Don't go for more than 10 pages. If you go for more than 10 pages, your thesis become more lengthy. If it is like a PhD thesis, it would be better if you can go for up to 25 pages. For MTech projects, MBA projects and all, it will be 10 pages are more than sufficient. So here in my project, I told you that I have done ERP, overview of ERP I have presented, manufacturing industries, then ERP implementation types. Is it like a phase or like a what live approach? Okay, there are the hybrid approach. There are different type of approaches are available. Role of ERP in manufacturing sector, objectives of the study, problem statements, scope and limitation. These are the major content which should be included in the introduction. I request everybody that try to write by your own. Frame your own sentences. Don't directly copy paste from different articles, because plagiarism matters a lot. Try to maintain the plagiarism less than 10%. That's a standard practice. Okay, so there are so many softwares available to check the plagiarism. So Turnitin, you might have heard about Turnitin, then Drillbit software. There are so many software. Turnitin is actually worldwide accepted. Chapter 2, literature review. Okay, literature review. For example, like what are the data? How did you collect the data? How did you collect the information? Okay, for example, what are the like present existing research which are available? So what are the different type of authors, what they have done till now related to ERP? Existing literature on ERP system in manufacturing, historical background of ERP, key features and functionalities of ERP system, previous studies which are impacting on the ERP in the manufacturing sector. I mainly focused on this manufacturing sector. That is why everywhere I considered manufacturing sector, because my main focus was on the manufacturing impact of ERP in public and private sector organization, especially for manufacturing industries. So public sector companies like the Steel Authority of India, Tata, Steel Authority of SAIL, then GAIL, Gas Authority of India. Like that, I consider different type of public sector companies, and Maruti Suzuki, Tata Motors, then Reliance Industries. Likewise, the private sector companies also I considered. Especially, I focused on the production and manufacturing, because my specialization in MBA was operations management. So I just wanted to verify that what is the impact of ERP in the operations, especially in the productions, especially in the production and manufacturing. So in the chapter 3, you have to mention the research methodology very clearly. So are you doing using primary data or secondary data? That should be very clear. Second method is actually, are you doing like the subjective analysis or quantitative analysis or mixed method? Then data collection methods you have to highlight. Have you done interview, or are you doing only for case studies, or any other techniques you have used for data collection? Any analysis you have done? Like entire idea we should get it. How you carried out the project. That is called a research methodology. In that, how to formulate the hypothesis and how do you test the hypothesis? Those methods also should be required. Formulating and testing the hypothesis. Have you done any like a novel technique like ANOVA or any other thing? Okay. Next is actually ERP implementation in the manufacturing industries. So need to give a brief idea about manufacturing, common challenges found in manufacturing. Then what are the type of companies which are applicable in the public sector? What are the type of manufacturing companies in the private sector companies? Then what are the critical success factors, especially in ERP in the manufacturing sectors? Those things are analyzed in chapter 4. In my chapter 5, I have done like impact of ERP on manufacturing process. Then I considered about different factors. Okay, different factors which are impacting on the ERP. Then like quality control, then inventory management. What will happen? What happened for inventory management after implementing the ERP? How about the quality control? Was that effective? Then in the chapter 6, like organizational impact. Okay. So what are the major for example, resistance to change, because most of the employees are resistant to change. They may fear about like the losing of job. They don't want to study the new thing. Like there are so many conditions. Financial impact, then employee training, responsibility, then ROI, return on investment. Okay, then efficiency. After impacting the ERP, what about the efficiency, overall efficiency? Then inventory management, whether the inventory management become effective or not. Then supply chain management improvement, cost saving, gain efficiency. Those parameters I considered. Next, future trends. What are the industry 4.0 trends in ERP? That also I have inspected. Nowadays, there are so many cutting edge technology like AI, ML tool, then virtual and augmented reality. That also I have inspected. Next is actual recommendation. Based on the findings and study, the ERP implementation strength of overcoming the challenges. How do we overcome the challenges? After studying that, I came to know I have my own suggestions I implemented. So those suggestions I put up in the recommendations. So next, conclusion and future scope. Conclusion. What happened after implementing ERP in public sector and the private sector manufacturing company? Was that successful? What are the failure? Those things I analyzed subjectively. Ultimately, future scope. Future scope. What are the things you can carry out? Further future research in the future. What are the things they can carry out? That is actually called a future scope. Then the references. Whenever you are selecting the references, go for the standard papers like Scoopus index, based on Scoopus index, then IEEE transactions, like the standard papers, it is better to go for that. Appendix, I have collected so many data. So whatever the data which I collected, I put in the appendix. Like that, you can plan. So these are the few important steps which we have to consider for MBA preparation. I request everybody that before making the report, you have to prepare the skeleton like this. If you once you prepare the skeleton, no, parallel you can start executive summary. One day you plan for executive summary completion. Later you can start with introduction, literature review, then methodology. So see that the list of content can be done later also. Once you completed all the process, you can go for list of content, page and all, the figure number. Find out the page number 57, figure number 8, page number 42. Like that, you can find it out. This like a table of content, list of content, table of figures, list of abbreviation, everything you can do it afterwards. Remember that everywhere you have to do the citation properly. Okay, citation. At least 50 reference. For MBA process, at least you have to refer 50 reference. For PhD, at least you have to go for above 100, because you'll be going for a vast research. Correct? These are the basic things you need to take care. And if you watch this particular video completely, you will get an idea. Okay. In the coming session, I'll be guiding you how to prepare, so what are the do's and don'ts while preparing the report. And I'll show my own report in the next video. So stay tuned. I'll be uploading soon. My project only I'll be displaying with you so that you will be getting a better idea. So thank you for watching this video. Happy learning. Have a great day.